So I'm going to take you guys on a tour of where I grew up here in Puerto Rico. Alright, so we're going to go get ready, go to the beach real quick for about maybe a half an hour, jump in the water, eat some shish kebab, jump out the water, and then continue on with our day. First stop is tostones with a pincho or shish kebab. So whenever you go on beach water or pool water with anything that's waterproof or water resistant, you always want to rinse it out with a little bit of fresh water. This is about as fresh as the water gets. It does have a little bit of chlorine, but not as much salt as seawater. Now check this out, guys. This is what real white chicken breast looks like. See the texture? Still looks like chicken. All of this chicken for $139. Pull that big one out. Look at the size of that chicken nugget. That thing is huge. It's like half a breast right there. One thing about Puerto Rico is that when it rains, it pours. And this is the treacherous road my dad had to walk as a kid in order to get to the town, which is pretty insane. That's my dad's house number 1. And that's my dad's house number 2. As you guys can see, we're about 2.5 hours away from San Juan, and people are out here in the streets waving their flags, celebrating. Now when I come to Puerto Rico, there's 2 things I must absolutely have, and it's this little cake from bakeries that they sell in pretty much all the bakeries. Just a regular confetti cake and a relleno. So I haven't gotten the relleno yet. Hopefully I get the bakery cake right here. I couldn't even stop to record the first bite because I enjoy this so much. The sun's actually setting behind some clouds over there, so we're not even going to get to see any of it. So we're just going to take that L and get out of here. So this is how dark it gets here. Can't see absolutely anything. And this pizza was so good, we had to travel another 40 minutes just to get here to order 2 more pizzas. And I got mine in cassava again, and I got me a loaded hot dog with meat and stuff. And my dad got another loaded hot dog with other stuff on it. So see what that tastes like in a little bit. We got pizza. Puerto Rican pizza is actually getting better. Give it an 8 out of 10. I'm going to take you guys on a tour of where I grew up here in Puerto Rico. This is actually not the house that I grew up living in, but this is the second house that I ended up living in. That's my dad's big house. That's my dad's little house that he built maybe like a good 20 years later. And those are my dad's trees right there. Pine trees there's actually a big history behind pine trees out here. What happened was that back in the days they built all the posts, the street lights out of pine trees, so this whole entire area was pretty much a cultivation of pine trees. But then as the years progressed, as the years went by, they started building them out of concrete instead of pine. So, little useless information for you guys, I guess. Let's take a look, see what else my dad got going on here. He's got a whole bunch of trees, a Whole bunch of plants. This is peppermint that he's got growing here. So if we squeeze it, yep, peppermint. Smells pretty good. This, I believe, is a hybrid tree of lime and orange, I believe. I'm not 100% sure, but the limes actually grow pretty big. Let's see what else we got here. A few palm trees. Palm tree. And right here he's got some pineapples growing. And there he has some coconut trees. Here he has green plantains growing. Oh, and this right here is a pretty interesting plant. It kind of looks like wild plant, but it's not wild plant at all. Rip that off. Take a sniff out of that. And this smells like sweet lemon. So they call it limoncillo, I think. I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me on that one. But oh yeah, let me show you guys what Hurricane Maria did to my dad's little house. The house, and then there was a little bit more flat land coming out, and then it would go down, but it all caved in underneath, so looks like a mess now. Oh, I just stepped on a nest of ants. Got shooed the up. Whew. I just panicked for a little bit. All right, so I'm back to where I grew up at, and basically my feet are on fire right now from getting bit. I got bit like 10 times. Ouch. And basically this is where I grew up at. This is where all my early childhood memories are. And goodbyes are always very sad, and feel like I'm sort of torn between New York City and back here in Moca, Naranjo, Puerto Rico. But you gotta leave to come back. So hopefully we come back before the end of the year. Hopefully I get to see my houses again, my father's houses, before the end of the year. And take one last view so you guys can see the loneliness and emptiness that there is here, but at the same time it's beautiful for a few days, but after a while it gets pretty lonely here. No neighbors,